Talon is a terrorist organization responsible for multiple atrocities across the globe. A group so powerful, even Overwatch couldn't bring them down. But who are they? Could they be comprised of ex-Blackwatch members? Could they be behind the fall of Overwatch? And who is the leader of this shadowy organization? And most importantly, what do they want? Let's start with the facts. The earliest information we have about this group involves one of their most effective operatives, Widowmaker. Essentially, they kidnapped the wife of the Overwatch agent in charge of bringing Talon down. They brainwashed her, and she later killed her husband before returning to Talon and becoming the Widowmaker we know today. In the Overwatch timeline, the next appearance of Talon was during the Train Hopper comic, where McCree fights a number of their members. Of note in this comic is that one of the Talon agents recognizes McCree, and McCree himself notices their tactics are similar to those used by Blackwatch, Overwatch's Black Ops division and McCree's former employer. In the end, Talon is successful in getting the objective they were after. Now we reach the present day. Reaper and a group of Talon agents attempt to hack Winston's systems at Watchpoint Gibraltar. Just a few hours later, Widowmaker kills Mondata, the Shambali leader in King's Row. Next up, we have two events that are a little hard to place in the timeline, but possibly come around the present day. The first is attempted theft on the Doomfist. Widowmaker and Reaper attempt to steal the weapon, but are stopped by Tracer, Winston, and a helpful young hero. We also have the incident in the Ana Old Soldiers comic. The biggest takeaway from this is that Reaper mentions Sombra, and he also discusses Helix, most likely referring to Helix Security International, the organization Farah works for and recently nearly lost control of, a God program. One of the most interesting things I've found is the connection between Blackwatch and Talon. Blackwatch was led by Reyes, now known as Reaper, and it was a rift between the members of Blackwatch and Overwatch that eventually destroyed the organization, and it's implied that Blackwatch members were responsible for a number of crimes, including arms trafficking and human rights abuses. Could Talon be largely made of ex-Blackwatch members? McCree certainly noticed some similarities, and one of the Talon agents seemed to know him. Reaper's current connection to the group draws the two even closer together, and it would explain their interest in hacking Overwatch. Now for something very interesting. On McCree's hat is a symbol, and it looks like an upside-down Overwatch logo, which looks a lot like a Blackwatch logo. And that makes sense, seeing as he's an ex-member. Now this appears to be the insignia used by Talon. Look familiar? If Talon was created by Blackwatch, it would explain why Overwatch never managed to defeat them. Perhaps many of the Blackwatch members were double agents. In McCree's biography, it says he noticed a rogue element within Blackwatch working to bring the organization down. Perhaps the hack in Gibraltar was an attempt to find new recruits from the old Blackwatch lists, or even track down ex-Overwatch members who could be a threat as Talon began to make bigger and bigger moves. But who could be behind these operations? Well, we have a few suspects. The first is Sombra. She's a likely suspect connected to Reaper, possibly behind the hacking device in the Recall cinematic. She could even have played a part in the attempted escape of the God program Anubis in the Farah comic, judging by the discussion in the Ana comic, but we don't know for sure it's her, and there are other suspects. Doomfist, the second one known as the Scourge, was defeated by Winston during the time of Overwatch. However, we don't know if he died or was simply imprisoned. Perhaps he's still alive and on the loose. This would explain the attempted theft of the Doomfist itself. It would also draw a connection to the assassination of Mondata. It's been suspected that the Scourge may have been against Omnic and human relations, but the way he's depicted in Numbani, a city built on Omnic and human coexistence. Now, Reaper is another suspect. He was once the leader of Blackwatch after all, mirroring Soldier 76 for Overwatch. Another theory birthed from one of our previous videos is that it could be the mysterious Liao, the sixth and so far the only unplayable founder of Overwatch. Nothing is known about Liao other than that they were a part of the original Overwatch strike team and now absent from any artwork and the game itself. Could they have gone rogue and formed a terrorist organization? And this leaves us with one final question. What does Talon want? The first thing is clearly power. They've attempted to steal one very powerful weapon and another seemingly powerful object. They've also attempted to gain information from the hack, and they say information is power. They are also seeming to be looking to destabilize Omnic and human relations with the assassination of Mondada, and possibly even attempting to escalate the second Omnic crisis if they were behind the attempted escape of the God program Anubis. So what do you think? Could Talon be formed of ex-Blackwatch members? Which of our suspects do you think is behind the organization, or do you think it could be someone else? Let me know in the comments below, as I love reading your ideas and they might even spark a follow-up video. As always, this has been Dash for Curse saying thanks for watching and enjoy the game.